Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. So up here I got XRP on the daily, guys, making a little bit of upward movement right now, but if you put it on the hourly, guys, you can see we had quite a down day yesterday. We saw quite a bit of downward pressure. So this was the 20th of April. Now we're seeing a little bit of upward movement. But guys, on the hourly, if you look at XRP on the hourly, it is looking like we are facing a downward trend, so lower highs and lower lows, unfortunately. Let's keep an eye on it and see which way the trend moves in the long term. But for the short term, the hourly, it's looking fairly negative, guys. Also, we are just following Bitcoin. Bitcoin right now trading at 68.28, and the S&P 500 saw some negative momentum as well yesterday. All the stock indices are looking quite negative at the moment. Right after the Fed was pumping money into the market, I don't know how long this can last realistically. I don't think we're going to get back up to all-time highs. What is the NASDAQ doing? Same kind of thing. This is the NASDAQ 100. So we're seeing negative pressure in the space. And guys, there was some big news yesterday. Oil going under $0 per barrel. That's right. Negative territory for oil. We're going to get to that in a second. Right now, though, I got an email from one of the viewers of the channel, essentially reaching out saying that his Binance account got hacked. And they actually sent in confirmation via photos in order to reset his two-factor authentication. So guys, be aware, and I've always maintained this, if you're keeping your crypto on an exchange, you are taking a very, very big risk there. These hackers have methods to get around the two-factor authentication, and so this is why I always keep my crypto safe on a Ledger Nano, guys. You can get the X or the S. I stand by these things. I just gave one away last month. And so guys, if you do not have one of these and you do want to buy one, I do have an affiliate link in the description. You do not have to use the affiliate link if you do not want to. But this just goes to show you again, another example of somebody who held their crypto on the exchange and almost got hacked. Luckily, the hackers did not succeed in taking his cryptocurrency. Nevertheless, great to get a Ledger Nano if you do not have one already. Guys, I saw this from AMB Crypto. RippleNet member NIUM expands into China with latest partnership. So RippleNet member and fintech platform NIUM is in the news today after it announced a partnership with a payment technology company, GeoSwift. According to an official press release, this deal would essentially connect China with the rest of the world, meaning this would potentially enable NIUM customers leveraging RippleNet to remit money into China. Additionally, real-time services applicable to 14 banks in China, including Bank of China, Bank of Shanghai, and the Industrial and Commercial Bank of China, among others. The press release further said that customers and businesses can conduct fund transfers easily through Ripple partner Instarem, NIUM's customer and SME brand, on its website or app. Welcoming the development, Raymond Q, CEO, founder of GeoSwift, said, "The partnership with NIUM is a natural extension of our strategy to become one of the leading providers of instant peer-to-peer payment solutions. In order to fulfill the ever-growing business and customer demands for instant money movement into China, we will continue to offer our clients fast, safe, and more convenient payment options with their business partners, families, and friends." And just like that, a Ripple-enabled technology has their foot in the door in China. So a really poignant piece of information there. We know Ripple has forged some partnerships in Southeast Asia, but China was one of those tougher nuts to crack. Down here it just says, interestingly, RippleNet member NIUM is the first in the region to offer corridors from North and South America into a number of destinations in Southeast Asia. This new partnership deal opens a lot of avenues for Ripple to leverage the growing Chinese remittance market, a country whose remittances stood roughly at over $67 billion. So guys, RippleNet partner NIUM expands into China. Great news there. And one of our longtime friends in the crypto space posted this. This from Jungle Inc, guys, and I was thinking of this just the other day. We're only down 15% from the all-time high of February 19th. It seems to me the world is down more than 15% screwed up. And so this has to do with this article here that he posted. The world is more screwed up than the stock market is currently reflecting, warns billionaire investing. So if we just take a look real quickly at the stock market and we look at this correction that occurred and the rebound. Now we know this original sell-off was because of panicked investors, and this rebound essentially because the Fed is pumping money right back into the stock market. This isn't buyer confidence right here. This is phony activity as far as I'm concerned. And so Jungle Inc brings up a good point, because in crypto, XRP, when you look at XRP, we're only down 15% from the all-time highs. Did you say 15? Yeah, I think it was, 15% from our high back in, or rather not our all-time high, our intra-year high from back in February. And guys, not only that, we're still hovering in this same zone that we were at the beginning of 2020, which was only 4 months ago now. So what's this article have to say? That's Howard Marks, the billionaire founder of Oak Tree Capital, commenting in a CNBC interview Monday on what he sees as a huge disconnect between what the beer flu pandemic is doing to the global economy and what we're seeing in the stock market. Now, guys, listen to this, okay? This is very, very important. It took 7 years to get back to the 2000 highs in 2007. It took 5.5 years to get back to the 2007 highs in late 2012, Marks explains. So it is really appropriate that given all the bad news in the world today, we should get back to the highs in only 3 months? That seems inappropriately positive. Separately, he echoed that bearish sentiments in recent memo, saying that the chances are high that the Dow, S&P, and the Nasdaq Composite Index will all slip below those recent nadirs. It's not easy to buy when the news is terrible, prices are collapsing, and it's impossible to have an idea where the bottom lies, he wrote, but doing so should be the investor's greatest aspiration. The S&P 500 getting a boost from an unprecedented stimulus has bounced back nicely from its March 23rd low, but it's still down more than 15% from its record as the U.S. economy continues to grapple with historic job losses and plunging retail sales. Guys, I've been saying this since the beginning. The fact that we're seeing this rebound, let's go back to the S&P, this rebound doesn't mean we are where we were economically back in late 2019, okay, when the S&P 500 was trading at and around this level. Okay, on the chart, it seems to line up, however, in this zone of support, but guys, this is false. This is not realistically how healthy the market is at this moment in time. Some may even suggest that this was already being propped up through the years for various different reasons to begin with. So the fact that the Fed is injecting money and the stock market appears to look like it's recovering is just that, an optical illusion. So how is this going to affect things? Thanks so much, Jungle Inc., for posting that. Right now, I keep telling people, keep money on the sides. Make sure you have money if you're looking to invest. Make sure you put money into the stock market when you're ready. Don't do it right this second. That is something you should seriously think about. I don't like to give financial advice, so I'm not going to give financial advice. But what I'm going to do is keep my money in my pockets until I see some more realistic movement. It could be over the next 12, 18 months, maybe 6 months. We just have to kind of see where we're at with the pandemic and where the world is going to be once we reopen borders and once we're back to business as usual. That's kind of when we can see some real market activity and play off that. Guys, I saw this from XRP Crypto Wolf. China's central bank said digital currency could be used in the 2022 Winter Olympics, which will take place in Beijing. So very interesting that they're already proposing this. The People's Bank of China, the country's central bank, has said that its digital currency could be used in the 2022 Winter Olympics. China's state-owned television network CCTV reported the news on Sunday, citing a relevant person in charge of the Digital Currency Research Institute of the PBOC. The 2022 Olympics event is scheduled to take place in Beijing. The mention of the event hints at the launch schedule of the digital currency, possibly by mid-2021. The central bank is yet to officially provide a timetable for the rollout of the digital yuan. So China, let's look at this if we step back. China looking to release their digital currency. Obviously, we've heard about that in the news, and looking to have it being used at the 2022 Winter Olympics. Now, they have already been in the process of making sure that their digital currency gets out there. And so it seems to be that this is already kind of on track, and it was on track. It's always been on track. And it's interesting to look at the times we're in today. 2022 seems so far away in many ways. But the 2022 Winter Olympics, that is less than 2 years away, realistically. You guys can remember back to April 2018, right? When we were kind of right at the beginning of the bear market. Crypto just kept falling and falling and falling. I'm sure many of you guys got into the crypto space at that time, maybe bought your first stack of XRP around that time. Well, yeah, that doesn't seem like so long ago for a lot of us. And this is only 2 years away, guys. The 2022 Winter Olympics going to take place in Beijing, and China seems very confident that their digital currency will be used at that time. It really does get the wheels in my head turning. How much of this digital currency thing were we just going to expect was going to be the new norm without a pandemic versus how much this pandemic has really influenced the push for this. And the fact of the matter is we will never know. We can only speculate on such a thing. But it's interesting to think, especially for those of you guys interested in the idea that maybe the powers that be have been planning this all along. Guys, we're going to get to something a bit conspiratorial in a second. I am going to continue, though, with this. So Ripple's Brianne Madigan posted this on Ripple's website. And essentially, it's just a blog post regarding XRP and XRP liquidity. A lot of us know this already, but I wanted to bring this to your attention because a lot of the wording she uses in this piece hints to the fact that XRP really, really will be that valuable asset one day that everybody will be clamoring to get their hands on. So, she starts this off by saying, "We are watching history unfold similar to the 2008 financial crisis. Books will be written about the events that are transpiring in the global markets today. But just like the 2008 financial crisis, collectively, industries will grow stronger together. It's more critical than ever to provide education around the fundamentals of liquidity and its importance to global markets." So setting it out there, liquidity and how it's important for global markets. Guys, I'm just going to skip down here to this part that I highlighted because I found this to be the most important thing. Liquidity is key to exchanging any asset, whether it be bonds or digital assets, quickly, easily, and cheaply. Greater liquidity also helps increase the size or volume of trades that can be processed by dependent systems. It follows that liquidity around the digital asset XRP is the lifeblood of Ripple's on-demand liquidity for cross-border payments. XRP can be sent directly, quickly, and cheaply without needing a central intermediary, making it a convenient instrument in bridging two different currencies quickly and efficiently. As a bridging tool in ODL, the greater the liquidity of XRP, the less cost and risk in each transaction. The continued growth of ODL has led to an expanding number of financial institutions, payment providers, and market makers to trade in XRP. The resulting increase in institutional trading volume has helped to bring further liquidity to XRP, specifically in ODL corridors, in spite of the recent market turbulence surrounding the pandemic. As ODL volumes grow in destination corridors, institutional trading will naturally increase, given ODL flows tend to be dominated by institutional parties and market makers. This virtuous cycle of utility trading and liquidity continues to build. The more XRP is traded, the more liquid it becomes, solidifying its use in application. What Brianne Madigan is stating here is very apparent to me. Without mentioning the price, without mentioning anything about what XRP costs to buy today on the market, what she is stating is that the value of XRP keeps growing. More people are trading it, it's being more widely used. It is central to Ripple's strategy for ODL and the fact that we will continue to see it grow in the future. And guys, remember what Brad Garlinghouse said about XRP price? Whenever he dodges that question, he says this.
I have said very publicly, I think the value of any digital asset in the long term will be derived from the utility it delivers.
And so speaking of utility, XRP keeps growing and growing, as Brianne Madigan very clearly points out in this article, Liquidity in Global Markets 101. Guys, I will post this in the description if you want to read the full thing. But I wanted to just point that out because I felt like it's an important thing to keep hold of in this time of uncertainty. And of course, we know the markets are a little dicey, to put it lightly. Attack XRP here on Twitter says, "I can't believe one XRP is more expensive today than a barrel of oil." And guys, this is because oil has actually gone into the negatives. This is from Danny Loth. Oil has never gone negative in the history of the world. Oil and energy are the main drivers to world economics. This may cause a world economic collapse. Very, very possible. And so we have never seen this. This is something that is unprecedented, especially in yours and my generation, even for generations before. I don't think this has ever happened, or maybe it has. I haven't done the research on that. If any of you guys know if oil has actually gone below $0 a barrel, please do put it in the comments section. But I don't think you and I were expecting this, were we? So thanks so much, Danny Loth and Mac Attack, for those tweets. Guys, this from XRP Darren at Fame21More on Twitter. And this is where you have to kind of keep thinking about what's going on in this space. And you can't help but assume that there could be a puppet master pulling at the strings. You have front row tickets to a controlled takedown of the world reserve currency. Nothing is happening by coincidence. This has all been planned. The question is, how much pain will we endure before they usher in the new system? And so guys, world economies are so interconnected. Oil is linked to the US dollar. World economies have never been so interconnected, and so this pandemic is wreaking havoc around the world. Could this be another piece of a coordinated attack that is happening? Well, guys, do you remember back to that bearable guy riddle, that very, very first riddle, the castle riddle, back in late 2018? This from XRP Alliance, at Alliance XRP on Twitter. Oh my goodness, I can't believe these things just keep coming up. So, you remember the foot on the, let me just bring it up here, I don't know if you guys can see the foot here on the puppet. It says V1RP, and XRP Alliance posted this. Somebody decoded this way back when. V1RP in base 64 actually translates to WTI, meaning crude oil. And here's the base 64 website where you can pop that in there, decode it, and you guys can see it does in fact decode to WTI. But this isn't to say that Bearable Guy was predicting that negative oil prices were going to occur. What he is predicting, though, however, is that all this is linked together. And so if there was a coordinated attack of the system to bring down the old guard, this is very, very quite possibly what we could be experiencing with these negative oil prices. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. Thanks so much, XRP_Alliance, for posting that. And with the demise of the old financial system, will we see the phoenix rise from the ashes? When will XRP be the #1 digital asset to rule them all in this new financial system when we come out the other end? Plans within plans, folks. Anyways, that's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments, so guys, please comment in the comments section. I always love when you guys have something to say. See you in the next one, guys.